back to Hallow, fellows, and today we're building Cotton Candy Dan.
Yep, from Spirit Halloween, guys. We're super excited. We had him here in our storage / garage for a little while because we got him right when he came out, but we're finally getting around to building him. He's going to be a perfect addition to our display. You know, some of the cool parts about him, to me, is the scare. That's really why I wanted Cotton Candy Dan, right, with the head that pops out really fast. So I'm hoping to get a good amount of jump scares. And as you see here on the box, hands move, stick side to side, right? Which creates that motion, that anticipation of the head popping out from the cotton candy. But enough said, start building them. Let's do it. Get everything out of the box. So we have our initial box here, which looks like it has some parts in it. His pants. We got some instructions, a push pin, and it looks like the power outlet. Here we have his main board and mechanism with a few connections, all labeled by letter, should be relatively easy. And then the connection, and you can operate him by battery if you choose to do so. I will tell you guys, just based on experience last year, we did have a lot of our animatronics on battery because I didn't want to run a ton of different lines. It all worked well until about 8 or 9 o'clock when it was the spooky time, and they all started dying out. So if you have the option of using the plug, I would highly recommend it. I wouldn't go with the battery option, especially for any animatronic that has, or that's going to be very frequently used, or the animation is going to be active most of the time, like Cotton Candy Dan will be. I recommend the power plug. All right, what we got next? So his upper body is in here all together. There we go. As you guys see, you have his face. Love his face. Got like that melting aspect to one of his eyes. And it does come put together with his outfit and looks like one of his hands in there. So I'm going to put that down. Oh yeah, here we go. The man of the hour. The cotton candy bucket comes all put together. Looks like his feet are inside of the bucket here, as well as the head that pops out of the cotton candy. So we'll keep this together for now. Got it, bud? Here we go. And we have his base. I think that's everything inside the box, it looks like.
Maybe.
All right, let's put that away. All right, guys, so we have everything laid out in front of us, and inside of that box, the first box that we pulled out that was sealed, it looks like it was the leg extensions up to the torso that were inside of there. So the first two pieces we're going to connect are going to be what we'll call the shin bones. So letter A down into the base. All right, guys, next step are going to be his ginormous feet. Love them. They have a solid bottom, and the cool part is, it's probably the first time I've seen this, and they are labeled right and left, so you can't mess it up. So we're going to slide these on. All right, guys, so we have the shoes on. Next piece is going to be the bend of the knee up to the hip, and that's going to be letter C. I'm going to slide that in. All right, guys, so we have the buildup up to almost to the hip section. Now we're going to slide on his pants. It does say front, again, making it easy to identify. So we're going to slide these on. All right, guys, so now that we have the legs on, we're going to go ahead to the hips / the mechanism. So your plugins and your volume control are always facing back. So we're just going to slide this over. And again, this is one of those pieces that you want to do simultaneously on both sides. All right, guys, so we have the hips and the mechanism on. What we're going to do now is we're going to pull the legs up, and you'll see they'll have these two pins that are going to be connecting onto each side just to hold them up. All right, guys, so now we're gonna move up to the upper body, and again, most of it comes put together, or just about all of it. You just have to really untie his hands or the piece attached to his hands, but underneath his clothing, you will see the connection D, which goes to the top of this, as well as a lot of the plugs that will lead down to these. So we're gonna pop the top on right now. All right, guys, so we have the upper body on. It was a little weird because it does have a push pin to slide in, but the push pin doesn't connect into anything. So I'm really hoping that long term this guy holds up relatively well. But we're gonna move down to the actual cotton candy bucket and get that set up, connect his stick all the way down, and then get him powered up. So let's get right to it. Hold up.
Want me to rip it open?
Yeah, you can take it out if you like.
It feels like actual cotton candy.
Got it? There you go. Now let's put this down here. Make sure you don't step on that, okay?
Yeah. I'm aware.
All right, get down over here. All right, guys, so for this next step, I had to angle the camera down just so you guys can see what we're doing. But there is this little push pin here that we're gonna remove. Okay. So it'll be a two-piece, a pin, and a pin. I don't know what this other piece is called. But the bucket is gonna slide over into that, and there will be a small gap on the floor of the actual bucket. I don't know if you can see that right there. And you're gonna slide this right over. All right, guys, so now we have the bucket inside and through the little slat. So we're going to reinstall the pin now. And this will just be here to hold this in place. All right, guys, so before we install the head, there are one short cable, which is letter F, that's connected to the base of this head. And then there are three longer wires that are inside this bucket and they're zip tied. So you're gonna wanna cut open that zip tie, and there's gonna be a hole on the opposite side of this bucket, and you're gonna run those wires through the back of the bucket, and you're gonna run it up the leg, more than likely, of Cotton Candy Dan, just to hide those wires, and then connect it to the main system up top. So right now we're gonna pop this head on, get it secure, and then we will work on making all those connections. All right, guys, so we got the head on. It's secured down with the push pin. Now we're going to be connecting the top here with the push pin right there. Now we are going to run the long cables that we have over there on the floor. We're going to run up one of these legs and then make the connections on the back side. So let's get that part started. All right, guys, so we turned around Cotton Candy Dan just so you can kind of see what's happening. So we dropped the ring and took the pants down a little bit so we can bring the cable up through his right leg, and we slid the cables through. Now we're bringing them up to the connections, and all we're going to do is match letter for letter. So we have I, J, and M. So we're going to go ahead and connect those and then finish the rest of the connections that are on here before bringing up his pants. All right, guys, so we had three coming from the bottom, so there's 5 total connections. We had 3 coming from the bottom. That was M, J, and I. And then the L and the K were coming from the upper body to the mechanism. So 5 total connections, relatively easy. And now we're ready to pull his pants back up. Hook it in. All right, guys, we got Cotton Candy Dan all built up. He was relatively easy. And now we're going to power him up and show you what he has to offer.
Better be careful walking around at this place. You can get in all kinds of sticky situations here.
Alright guys, we just got done unboxing Con Candy Dan.
Yep, from Spirit Halloween, guys, and I like them. I like them a lot. Liam, what's your favorite part?
I like his jump scare because when you think that nothing's gonna happen, he's just going like this, and when he reaches up the stick, it catches you off guard.
It does, right? And that was the whole reason why we were buying this guy, is we really wanted a couple of pieces in our haunt that were just gonna make you jump, right? That's why it's called the jump scare, right? But it's fast, it's not expected. You're focused on him talking. You're thinking he's just moving something around in the bucket. You're not expecting for him to pull something up, and then when he does pull it up, it's this partially gross head, right? Mm-hmm. Guys, let us know what your favorite prop so far this year has been from Spirit Halloween. We really appreciate all the support, all of our subscribers. Make sure you guys continue to like and comment if you guys have a specific animatronic that you guys are looking forward to us unboxing the remainder of this year. And until next time,
We'll catch you guys in the next video.